Hi guys, it's Phoebe from Who's Phoebe and welcome back to the last video for 2023. Now I've just watched and Merry Christmas! Hope you had a fantastic Christmas day. I'm wearing a new dressing gown, which is really nice because the old dressing gown was running a bit thin. But I've just watched The Church on Ruby Road and I just wanted to do this review to be like my initial thoughts on the episode and why I think that I like Ruby Sunday, and I think her and the 15th Doctor just kind of click. So this kind of takes place from the 1st of December until the 24th of December 2023. The Doctor is around when Ruby has some really bad accidents. He is basically the start of the there is a spoiler warning on this video, just preempting it, but basically the Doctor meets Ruby as a baby at first, kind of sees when she was left, and she was left on a church 19 years ago, and that was on Christmas Eve, the day she was born, and she gets taken in and she gets adopted by her mum Carla, and that is really nice. And her mum Carla is about to foster a new baby, a newborn baby, same as when Ruby was found, which is really nice, and it is lovely. And the vibe she already had off the Doctor from meeting him in that nightclub is very exactly kind of what you expect from a companion, really. You need them to instantly vibe with the new Doctor, and I felt like we definitely achieved that here. I definitely felt like we got that here. We got the instant vibe from the Doctor and Ruby instantly, first meeting. I really do like that. Now obviously there's goblins involved, and Ruby does an interview with Davina McCall, basically trying to track down her birth mother, which is all well and good, except her birth mother doesn't really exist. She's not in a system, which meant, I mean, I'm adopted, so I kind of get it from Ruby and the Doctor's point of view, but because obviously Ruby's birth mother never existed, I only know this from my own experience. I know if a mother gives you up, it usually has to go through social services, and from there social services get you fostered, and then eventually you go on to be adopted if you're a baby. But if her mother, when she gave birth to her, didn't tell social services that she didn't want it, she just kind of put the baby on a church doorstep and left her there, it just meant that the church kind of took her in as a foundling, and then she was in the system. But her birth mother is not in the system because she went completely the wrong way to go about it. And I only know about this because my birth mother, my actual mum, is in the system because she had 6 kids and we were all adopted and taken to different families for several different reasons. I don't want to get into it, but my birth mother is in the system because she went down the whole social services route rather than just abandoning us. Well, she had her reasons, and to this day I understand. But this was a different case, and when obviously the Doctor and Ruby actually meet, when she's on a ladder, the Doctor has obviously upgraded his ability to hang off things, because now he has these gloves that grip, and they're really clever, helps him grip onto the ladder, and I think that is really genius that he can have these gravity gloves that every time they charge he can grip on and hang, and he gives a glove to Ruby, and he then shows off by having one hand on the ladder and all of that. That's a classic kind of showing off to his new companion kind of thing. And there's this musical number in the middle of this special, and I'm always a bit skeptic when it comes to having, obviously music in Doctor Who is a good thing, but this was actually a singing and dancing number, like fully choreographed, and I'm always a bit skeptical when obviously this happens, but it worked. Now I knew about the Goblin song because I saw it like before this episode aired, so I saw it weeks ago, and it came number 2 in Christmas charts, which is very, very interesting. But the surprise that we got was the Doctor and Ruby doing a musical number. Well done, Russell T Davies. You've just made an interesting Doctor Who episode even more enjoyable. Without that musical number, I feel like it wouldn't be as enjoyable as it is now. I just feel like it could have gone the other way. For me, it could have gone the other way, and I'd be like, yeah, having a musical number in a Doctor Who episode does not work. But for me, it didn't go that way. For me, I quite enjoyed the Doctor doing some singing and a little bit of dancing. I knew why he was doing it. He was trying to distract the Goblin King, just so that those two could make their hefty escape. And I feel like this musical number kind of right smack bang in the middle for this particular story, yes, it works. I just wouldn't want to see it. I just wouldn't want to see it all the time in another Doctor Who story. I feel like this works, but only because it's this one occasion where it does work. I feel like if they did it for more than one episode, I feel like it'd be odd to have like a musical number in, but for a story like this, this works. So yeah, I really did enjoy that little musical number. And the Doctor meets Ruby's grandma and his mum, and when he met her mum and his grandma and her grandma, I'm glad they addressed the timeless child storyline in this, because I feel like they didn't in the 60th anniversary specials. I feel like they didn't, and the fact that the Doctor, obviously Carla fostered Ruby and then adopted her, so I feel like because obviously the Doctor mentions that he's adopted, that he was just found, I feel like this addresses the timeless child stuff from the Jodie Whittaker era. I feel like that really does, even though the timeless child is still full of a bunch of questions, Flux did answer some of them, but not all of them, and I feel like I'm glad they addressed this. I'm glad Russell T Davies had the idea to address the timeless child storyline, that the Doctor is in fact adopted, and you know, I feel like it was really good that they addressed this, just for so many reasons. So thumbs up for addressing your timeless child stuff, because I feel like the more they address it, the more we're going to realise who the Doctor actually is. I really generally do like them addressing these type of things, because I feel like if they hadn't addressed it, it wouldn't have been as good. And then obviously Ruby disappears because the goblins have gone back in time to take her as a baby from the church doorstep, and in doing so they have completely wiped her out of existence. Obviously the Doctor follows them back in time, and he literally goes about it the wrong way. I feel like there were so many other ways of getting rid of that goblin ship, and I feel like he went about this completely the wrong way. I feel like even though there was only one solution to dealing with them, I feel like he could have literally taken the baby and then sonicked the ship. I feel like that was probably the easiest way. Instead, he pulls the ship down and the Goblin King gets impaled by the church spire. Why? I feel like if you were a little kid just now watching that Christmas special like today, you would have made sure your kids were in bed for that bit, because that bit, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but that bit really creeped me out. Like, seriously, a church spire. Couldn't the Doctor think of any other way to stop the goblins? I mean, sorry guys. Overall, goblins? Never done that before for Doctor Who, so this was definitely an interesting way to go about it. For definite. Overall, I'd give this a solid 9.5 out of 10. The reason it loses points, literally a few points, is just because of the way the Doctor dealt with it. But yeah, 9 out of 10. Now, hope you have a Merry Christmas, hope you have a Happy Christmas, and a very Happy New Year. Bye-bye.